You got my Scott for life, says Jason P. You were here last night. I was doing a little personal video game, you know what I mean?
Which might happen again.
Wild. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Woo-wee! Good morning.
Oh boy. So many YouTubers over here and so many faces I don't recognize.
I'm gonna try that one more time, chat. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the GMAE show. Today is August 4th, 2022. Local time, 8:09 p.m. Sun is shining on my face through my western-facing window that I tried to close the blinds up, and it was like, nah, dog, right here. I'm just putting it in my actual eye right now.
Right.
Can't stop, won't stop. Chat. No matter what time it is around the world, we're still streaming here for you. Brittany, you don't need to block the sun. My wife got up and she's like, I'll just put this in the way. It's the wrong one. It's the other
Right,
line.
right.
It's
We were almost there.
Nonetheless, chat. It may be August 5th, 2022, where you are if you're joining us in the Asia Pacific region. Good morning. Good morning, India. Good morning to all of Europe and Africa. Good evening to those people joining us in South America right now. If you're in NA, why didn't you just drive over and hang out with us? You know what I mean? We're right next door, basically, probably. Not.
I mean, but please don't.
Probably
I'm
not.
busy.
He's busy? Oh my goodness, chat. That's crazy.
We'll hang out next week. I promise.
We'll hang out next week. He says, that's a yeah, I don't make promises I can't make. You know what I mean? Or keep, is what I should have said. That was English. Chat! We're playing your games today inside the Sandbox Game Maker, but before we get to that, we've got a piece of news for you. Just one piece of news, in fact, today. Conrad, posted by @World of Women NFT. The World of Women Tower is coming during the Sandbox Game Alpha Season 3. It'll be an exciting single-player experience with some puzzle and fighting elements. Get ready to explore all 7 virtual dedicated worlds featuring Mother Earth, Rainbow Orb, Flaming Ember, and more. This is posted by their official Twitter earlier today with a little hype trailer added on to it. I am going to bring that in and show you that trailer right now if you didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and kill the jazz
yeah.
for us.
You know what? Smooth jazz is life. You know what I mean? Smooth
I'm
jazz
with
is
it.
life. Who's rating?
You don't even
today?
like jazz.
Conrad.
Get out of here.
I will jazz it up right now with my no instruments. I know people, all right? I know people. Let's check this out. Let's check out this little trailer here.
What do we got here? Need some volume to this?
I turned it up literally all the way.
I feel like this should be pumping.
I thought it would.
Also, thank you for the raid, King of Crypto. Welcome in, everybody. I like what is happening on the screen. That was pretty wild. It's just so quiet. It's so intense.
It is
so
quiet. I don't understand. I got it all the way up, friend. Bump it. But it's crazy.
I like the giant eyeballs.
Let me do this. I'll get you some volume here, chat. Right at the end. Got you some volume. That's all right. You guys got a little preview of what is coming in Alpha Season 3 from the World of Women there. That is not their only experience. So, a nice little hype trailer, though. And I was a big fan of seeing it. Ready to play some of your games, though, chat, as we get ready for Alpha Season 3. You guys have been creating different experiences inside the Sandbox Game Maker. You've submitted it for some game jams recently, and some of you have asked for us to play your games on this show. So, Conrad, first, before we get into it, do we have any questions in the chat that have been asked here coming into this live stream? Because we like to address your questions here on the show. If you have them, feel free, put them in the chat. And it helps us if you put the word question before your question, because it'll make it stand out in the chat. We have YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook platforms for questions in our chat app right now. What do we got,
True.
Conrad?
Also, ice. Sorry, everybody.
That's okay.
So, our friend DJ Ezik over on YouTube, asking in Portuguese, though I do not speak it. We do have translators out there, so if you guys need to speak in your native tongue, please, by all means, we'll do our best to still communicate with you. They want to know if anyone knows if these forums on these live streams will win some sort of NFT, and what kind of NFT would you end up winning on a show like this one, Joe?
Okay. Yes, the forms that we put out on the live stream when we say it can win you an NFT. The NFT that you would win on this live show is going to actually be minted live this coming Saturday with Alex Florez, the artist who created the Smurfs assets, the Care Bears assets that you see in the Sandbox game today. They are the artist that has created many, many, many more things. But the asset that you'll win on this show is a derivative, sort of, a part of a collection, rather, from an asset that he asked you in the chat live on a show, what do you want to make? The chat collectively said, let's make a wizard, and collectively decided that it would be called Wizzy the Wizard. And the Wizzy the Blue asset came to be. 200 shows later, we ran out of those. We created another asset. Then Christmas of 2020, sometime later, we created a Santa version of that asset. And so on till we got here, where we have a purple hat from Wizzy the Purple. That hat can be worn on your avatar, on any character that is a humanoid, and can be used inside any combat-based experience in the Sandbox Game Metaverse or in the Sandbox Game Maker software. That's what you can win here on the show. When we do the giveaway, we will announce that. Boop Goop in the chat, are you guys coming over from the from Andy's show there? If you are, welcome. All right, Conrad, what's the next question up?
Naturally, my dogs are barking, and I muted myself. I don't think Andy's here, but I do believe that King of Crypto and friends are here as well.
Very good. Very good.
Of course, Nate over there on Twitch wants to know when braided beard. You know, we'll see what happens when we do their some charity work. So
yeah,
keep up with us. Keep up with us. And of course, Sandboxer Mike wants to know how many alpha passes will be released, more around or compared to the previous seasons.
The Alpha Season 3 has 10,000 season passes, and similar to the last distribution round, some will be given out week to week from the social contests, and others still will be distributed at the end of the season during the big raffle. So 10,000 passes are available, and there are also different ways to earn sand during this upcoming alpha. If you're interested in knowing all the different ways, then head over to our Twitter, where you will see a trailer that showcases what Season 3 is all about, or you can go to sandboxgame.medium.com for more information. And man, Conrad, I have a really, after we get done with this, it just occurred to me that I found a really good answer for people for a question that they haven't asked, but they have asked before. So remind me to spill the beans on something after all these questions here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and spill them right now if you want.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Chat, I found the final and confirmed answer for you with regards to the reward system in Alpha Season 3. You asked about assets that could be used for the asset rewards. I don't know if you guys, if you're not familiar, during Alpha Season 3, we've got multiple different tracks for ways that people can earn sand tokens. But there is a guaranteed earnings section at the bottom. One category is for owning certain avatars and avatar types. These certain avatars will include assets, both avatars that are in directly, like the doggies, the people of crypto, right? We've got those. We've also got certain rewards for assets from external groups that are participating in the Sandbox ecosystem. Partner groups like the Cool Cats and the World of Women, where you don't necessarily purchase, but rather you have an in-game or interoperable interpretation of your asset. Bored Apes comes to mind. So those folks also have avatar-based rewards if you own pieces from those higher profile, we'll say, collections that are outside of the Sandbox ecosystem, attracting those people to the Sandbox game, which I thought was really cool. Then, importantly, you have the collection at the very bottom, right? If you remember the UI of that space, there were 3 line items. One of them was avatars, one is land. I think it's actually land avatars, and then other assets. So those other assets are actually defined collections from within the Sandbox Game Assets collection. More details are going to come out on this later, but some examples that I can talk about now are from sales that you had previously. If you had like the premium lands and you bought some around like the Smurfs, right? You'll have some of those assets for the Smurfs already. If you bought premium lands around Atari, right? Some of those assets are also counting towards that. Or if you bought some of those assets on secondary, not all of them, however. So I recommend that you wait until the full list gets distributed. That is supposed to come out very soon. If it doesn't have a full itemized list, you'll also see it on the website as soon as the alpha launches. So look for that. It'll have full details, and there'll be like a buy link on many of those. Some of them are going to take you to the marketplace, but you'll know which exact assets are eligible for it. So hopefully that gives you guys some really good clarity on what's going on with the assets section at the very bottom specifically. And then, yeah, you know, you've seen some things in the high scores, but nonetheless. All right, let's get on to some more questions there.
Well, I think you just confused chat more than anything else.
I hope not. I hope not. Alpha assets are one of the categories for the assets, yes.
Right. So not all assets from the marketplace, though?
Collections assets from specific, a lot of different, but also specific brands and groups. You'll see the full list when that can be released, Caleb. But for now, I'm just spilling the beans a little bit for you guys to give you an idea. Like, not like the spinning coin on OpenSea will not be one of the eligible assets, if that makes sense. There's going to be, like I mentioned, branded usually, and it's like 20 or 30 different groups of different kinds of assets that'll be eligible.
Right, and Bismar, Bismar 3691. Bismar 3691 asks, will we get any badges or achievements if we get a higher rank? Imagine on those leaderboards.
I haven't seen anything about that right now, but that doesn't mean that it can't exist. That's interesting. I don't think it's too hard to make a memorabilia, a badge. But that's a good idea. Let me see if I can maybe communicate that down, and maybe something comes of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that getting a top 100 placement should at least let you know, right? Yeah, like, look at me, I'm flexing, right? I'm flexing.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let
me change things over here. Okay, anyways, to continue on with some more questions, as my dog decides to bark right now.
It's fine.
Not all day, but right now. So can we, Sandboxer 27 wants to know, can we still complete 100% of the alpha without avatars?
Yeah, absolutely. The avatar, or the alpha itself is not locked out. Everybody can play every experience that's in the upcoming alpha. You don't need a pass necessarily. You don't need avatars necessarily. What those offer are different line item like benefits, right? If you own an avatar that's part of the collection, then you'll see that there's a row that unlocks for you for sand earnings, right? Those are guaranteed rewards at each level as you're leveling up. If you don't have an alpha pass, but you'll get the raffle tickets as you level up, which will give you a chance to get the alpha pass at the end of season raffle. So definitely good stuff.
And Blackzur over on YouTube wants to know if there's any mount assets. And I can kind of handle this one a little bit. There are definitely mounts out there, but in order to actually use those in an experience like a mount is not native, so you would have to program it. But eventually those templates and those types of gameplay elements are definitely going to be implemented. That's for sure.
Yeah, you'll see the template itself exists inside of VoxEdit if you tried to create one right now. But the implementation of mounts is not quite ready yet. All right.
And as we continue on here, I just want to clarify for everybody that when we know the exacting list of NFTs that are going to be used for rewards, we will let you guys know. But for right now, Joseph is speculating on which ones will be available. So assets like spinning coins and things like that, as long as they're part of the marketplace collections, should be good. Pretty confident on that one. No? What do you got there, Joe? What do you got there?
I have actual...
Try and explain it again.
I have actual 100% proof of fact that certain collections within the Sandbox game asset are approved. However, because of the nature of non-disclosure agreements, I can't tell you exactly what brands are yet, but I'm letting you know that
of course,
generic assets such as the spinning coin are not part of those collections per se. The collections are branded collections for the most part, but there are many of them, many different sub collections within the Sandbox assets group that will be eligible. However, I can't, and the ambassadors cannot, nobody on Discord is going to be able to tell you exactly what they are. That information will come out as we get closer to the alpha, if not actually when the alpha opens. I can say there's a UI element on the website where when you click in a certain section, you can literally pull a drop-down menu and see exactly what assets are part of those collections for each of the collections, whether it's avatars, the lands, of course, you know that's land, or the actual regular assets group for the guaranteed earnings. You'll see quite clearly exactly which ones are guaranteed earners.
Right. Trying to, Alexi, we have some language barriers here. Go ahead and say it. I think I got the idea now. I'll get to your question in just a moment there, Alexi. But as we continue on with the questions in order here, as we do get them from various places, not just your preferred outlet. Meta-verified. Sorry.
Oh, I like this one.
It's Metaverse.
It's Metaverse.
I say verified.
Gets me every time.
I'm going to say it wrong every single time. My bad, my friend. I'm a film and digital media teacher and want to be teaching my students game design with the Game Maker.
Sure.
How would you suggest dealing with supplying my students accounts to use?
Well, principally, you're not trying to earn on these accounts, right? So in the upcoming system, even with KYC, you shouldn't need to do that process because you're not trying to earn on those systems. So if you're interested in supplying them with accounts, use, make an email for them, whatever. Any email doesn't matter. Metaverse school 1, something like that, at school name, whatever, or at Gmail, doesn't matter. So you make an email for them and then you register using, if you use Gmail, it's nice and easy because you can register using your social media account and use that email for each one of them. And then, yeah, you'll have these accounts. So we've done this for internal testing before, where it'll be like tester 1, tester 2, tester 3, etc. And we had like 20 accounts that we made for this test. And then I just distributed them to the ambassadors back in season 2 before we launched season 2. It was like, I need an internal test. I need people to come and do it. Here's your account name. Here's your password. Right. And they don't change, or they shouldn't change them. But if they ever did change them, then you would have access to their cryptocurrency wallet in the back end where you can fix the password. You can fix the email, as long as you keep a record of that.
Right. But definitely good work there. And don't concede, my friend. You make sure that people say your name the way you want it to be. So if we say meta verified, then it's our bad. Say Metaverse, we got you. Right. But each account needs a unique wallet attached to it. That is definitely true. You do need a new wallet each time.
Yeah, when you sign up for that feature, like at registration, you're automatically getting assigned that wallet every time. So that's why I say register each unique email, and then you'll have the access to the Web3 parts. So none of your students could ever like change the password and be like, tee-hee, and run away with it. They also, because they wouldn't be KYC'd, they're not earning. And so that keeps you safe as a teacher, that you're not violating any potential laws or whatever, exposing into some economy that you're not allowed to do so.
And that does kind of flow into WoW Gold 64's question over on YouTube.
Sure.
Where can I do the KYC?
Okay. When it is available for your account, and it may not be yet, but it may be. Maybe you haven't looked, because a lot of people wouldn't know this. If you click on your logo in the top right, your little avatar that you chose for yourself, you go to the new, there's a section in settings that may say new when it's ready. I can see this because I have administrative access, but you may not be able to. But in that settings section, you have on the left account verification. And you can do that now. Assuming that the feature says that it's in your settings section. I could do it now because we were testing it. And it took my verification a couple of hours to do. So, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
I take up to 48 hours, it says. Okay.
Yeah. So
not there yet for some people. I don't have admin access yet, says others. Right. So it's not showing up.
Not showing yet. Okay, that's fair. But it's that close. So it may just be waiting for the launch of the alpha itself. But I've
around the corner, guys.
I had tested it for myself. I turned it on. I used it. If you want to know about the process, it was pretty straightforward for me. It was first a picture of myself, like with my phone. It told me to open it, like it gave me a link that I send to myself. I opened it on my phone, right? It took a picture far away, and then it took a picture close up, so it knew you were a human. It like did a 3D thing, right? And then it was like, okay, a picture of your ID. I used my passport. I don't know if it would work easier because it was a passport or not, but I used my passport, and like I said, for me, it got done within like 2 hours. So it was really quick. I assume when this opens up and it's lots and lots of people, there's going to be more delay on that. But nonetheless, it said verified pretty quickly. So I was very happy with that.
Okay. I like it. And don't worry, guys. I am getting down your questions. It might take us a second to get there, but thank you so much for throwing a question in front of them. So, Joseph, do we have any more news?
We don't. We only had the one piece of news today. Oh, so wow. I like the idea that we got a lot of questions today because I want to answer as many as we possibly can in the best possible way. So,
and we're getting closer to an alpha when these numbers keep going up. Oh my goodness. Mandy Escapades over in this chat. How are you feeling, guys, this morning? Doing just fine. A little tired.
Mm-hmm.
A little tired. I like how she says this morning.
Yeah.
I imagine she also got up from a nap.
Good morning.
Anyways,
at 8:30.
That should be a thing. Says, any idea when logic triggers on interactions with NPCs or other assets will allow more or different options than 4 multiple choice questions?
So in theory, if you set it up, you could make it so that you have a more button for your more options. Currently, the 4 pop-ups are going to be the way that it is, at least through the 0.70 update, probably through the entire 0.7x suite. I don't think I've seen anything that's different than that, even in the little like short-term roadmap. So a while, we'll see.
Excuse me. Excellent. Okay. And GG Blorcore GU says, I'm never verifying for anything with an ID of Forto Graves. My friend, that's okay. You can still enjoy the Game Maker and VoxEdit for free and still be a part of this wonderful community and still be completely anonymous. But if you end up winning those prizes, then you got a KYC. You know how it works.
Yep. For legal reasons, a person would need to verify their identity in order to be able to win or sell things in the ecosystem.
Right. I want to go ahead and jump ahead. I know you guys have a lot of questions here. I got a full page already trying to get to everybody, but I do want to jump ahead to Jay Kang's question over here on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Is there a known issue with claiming staking rewards using the free transaction? Had an issue yesterday with it. ended up just paying the Matic gas fee.
JKing, yes, sort of. There had been an issue over the last week or two with those free transactions. Users were reporting it. We were working with the third-party vendor that we use for that in order to make it re-functional with no set timeline on that. However, I have in the past opened up the free transactions list. The thing at the bottom, because it just didn't respond fast enough, sometimes popped a little red notification like there was an error. But then I looked back at my wallet on the Poly network, and it did the thing that I wanted to do. Whether it was claim or it was restake, whatever I was doing, sometimes it'll have that little error, but then like you wait another 5 seconds and you'll see a green pop up on the bottom come up and be like, congratulations, it did work, it just took longer. So if that's the case, like I said, I just try to wait and be patient. But again, the Matic gas, as you say, is like a third of a penny or something. So it ends up being negligible, you know, at the end of the day. That's the intention as to why we were moving to Matic to begin with, was just purely so that we could save you a bunch of money on gas fees. So
Right. And to quickly answer another one here, Jimmy Daniel asked to join VoxEdit contest. Do I need to be a landowner? And no need. And thank you, Keeper, for trying to answer that one with us as well. And DJ over on YouTube says we aren't able to stake even if we agree to paying gas. So it might be that you have to go at it at another time, because I'm pretty certain staking is still up. Am I right?
yeah, I mean, it's working fine for me personally, but if you had an issue, what I recommend for people to do is press Control F5 on the page, which resets the cache data on that one page in your computer. And it works if you were having, like, maybe you had an old version of the, whatever the code that's happening in the website, and something had updated to, we talk about the free gas thing and how that had an issue a week or two ago, right? If that code was updated, you're going to need the updated version of that page. And most browsers don't update Web3 stuff great, so doing Control F5 helps a bunch.
Right. And Alberto wants to know, do you recommend to bridge our lands right meow?
Personally, yeah. There's not really a reason to wait. And a lot of general perception in the crypto space is that we are in a bear market right now. That means that things are going to be less popular now. If it's less popular, you'll pay less in gas fees. Also, when it's on the Polygon network later, when you're able to mint your land, some of the creations you make in the Game Maker, that'll be cheaper there too. Also, further, if you are staking on the website and you have a land on the Polygon network, you will get a multiplier for your staking. So you make an additional 10%, or you have an additional 10% of weight towards the pool relative to your tokens. So a lot of advantages to doing so.
Right. We do have a lot of these answers, guys, but do remember that if it's a speculative question, we might be right along with you as well. But I do want to touch down on this one because it is getting asked quite a lot. And Joseph, we said we're going to try our best to try and not talk about it until we get some official. But of course, any updates on yesterday's Instagram compromise?
Oh, I mean, quite frankly, there's probably not a reason to update generally the community. I would say that
yet.
I'm going to say this because it's important, because this doesn't just happen. It didn't just happen to the Sandbox game. This has happened to other huge brands in the previous times. Don't click links. Even if you see it announced from us, look for another source that is the Sandbox game for that announcement to be verified. That's what I would say, because this happened to the Bored Ape community. People lost a lot, right? Multiple times. Yeah,
it's as ridiculous as it is when it's something that is signing a contract using your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely double check it, triple check it. And I suggest, like, when it comes to the Sandbox, only using the actual website itself. Even if you see it on Twitter, even if you see it on Instagram, go find that Medium article, do your research a little bit. Figure out what you're trying to claim. Figure out what kind of contests you're entering. Don't just blindly run in.
Yeah, that's actually a huge point, right? Because if it doesn't matter who posts it, right? Sometimes people they come to me all the time and they're like, "Hey, this person on Facebook says they're the Sandbox," and I'm like, "Well, it wasn't us, right? Because it's easy to duplicate." Or this person DM'd me and they say they're the Sandbox, and we don't DM you first. So if you have a suspicion that there is a claim that could be made, then go to sandbox.game, click on the avatar in the top right, and you can see all the things you can claim right there. Right. So there's
It's
no
all
reason.
on your account, guys.
Exactly. No reason to go like trust any kind of post, quite frankly, because you never know what sort of things can happen. And with the nature of Web3, you are the last security checkpoint for your wallet, and nobody can reverse a transaction. So be careful.
For real. And those who were unfortunately compromised, Sandbox has been so very gracious with everything else. I'm certain something will happen that'll be good for you, but we don't have any news right now, but we'll keep updating that story as it goes on. But back to some of these questions here. G is Us wants to know, could Gutter Cats airdrop Sandbox avatars that would have Season 3 rewards?
Let me tell you for a fact.
Oh,
It's going to take a second. Like.
okay, while you're doing that, Maddox of Furia says, Conrad sent me a link and said it was something really cool. Should I click it, chat? The answer is no. Even if I send it to you directly, don't trust that it's me. Do your research.
It's true. Literally, actually, don't. First of all, I won't send you a link. But never, ever.
I don't know why I would ever send you a link. I mean,
don't click links that your grandma sent you. You know what I mean? I said this before. Never click them.
Don't trust grandma.
Just don't trust anybody, grandma. Quite honestly. Don't trust anybody, period, because there's no going back on these things. All right, so the question about collections.
Yes, so is Gutter Cats going to be a Season 3 avatar? You're, starting to change colors here, Joe.
Just thinking about it. I'm thinking about it here, chat.
Anybody else seeing this?
Here, chat. I'm just thinking about it, chat. What do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I'm stalling for time, Conrad, because I have the answer, but also I want to make sure that any information that may or may not be available has been made publicly known.
Ooh, not Jackie Chan right here. I was getting very high offers on OpenSea for junk NFTs that randomly got sent to my wallet. I didn't try to accept the offer because it seems sus. Yes, if you ever go to your hidden on OpenSea or any wallet that you have, you may be getting sent things that you have no idea. And there's huge offers on them that you're confused about, and you're like, wow, okay, well, I guess I'm just getting a free payday. Don't click on it, because the interaction, the contract can compromise your wallet itself. Sure, you get that little bit of pay bump, and then they immediately take it away from you.
Yeah.
They just have your entire wallet, which don't do that. It's usually a scam. Double check everything, you guys.
All right. Is that good? Okay. All right. So
what did you send out here?
Okay, I sent out a video, but it turns out the video is not wholly and completely accurate either, which is interesting.
Well, Gutter Labs is a part of that one.
Right, but I'm looking at the list, and one of those is not included in the collection, for the NFT avatars group. So I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to say it like that. One of those is not included in the NFT avatars group. The others are. Right? Just the one? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're killing me.
All right. Yeah. So one of those that I just linked, the new avatar section in our marketplace thing, only one of these in these collections is not included.
Mickey? Wombats?
None of those are on that video. or the animated GIF that I linked.
Right.
The ones you just said. But
we're all about it.
Nonetheless, I wanted to confirm it. So I guess I'll just say it. Yeah, all the Gutter collection is part of it.
I mean, it's at Gutter Labs, so.
Right. So there are 4 categories of the Gutter Labs, and each one of those is eligible.
My heart goes out to anybody who gets fished. Sorry there, friends. Sorry. But we'll get back on to some of these questions, as we're already 45 minutes into the show, and here pretty soon we'll be sending out a form.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be the season, guys. We're going to be doing a little bit of game testing, showing you what you guys can win, maybe doing an alpha pass, things like that. And then the rest of it will be just troubleshooting and answering your guys' questions.
Probably, yes. You're going to have a lot of good questions. But don't worry, there's going to be, I guarantee you the number in the bottom left. I see 175 people across a couple of platforms now. That doesn't count Twitter. And I'm sure that's going to hit over 1,000 this season. Lucas is right, says, did I hear alpha pass?
No,
during the
Lucas,
alpha.
I didn't say it. My bad. No, please don't exclamation point claim. Oh my God.
That's old school. That's real old school, chat. That's real old school. When Conrad's 24-hour stream? I know, right? When?
Ice Pilot. No, don't exclamation point, guys. You'll bring out the
exclamation mark spoin. LOL.
Oh no.
No bots.
All right, but back on to some of these questions, as you guys are getting
Y'all
good.
Are wilding today. Yes, they're good questions.
Armies wants to don't click on anything. Immediately post the link. You got celery.
Listen, Hill. I said it out loud though. I told you.
Okay.
I told you.
We told everybody that this one is still goes against what we're saying though. All right, do your own research. We put out a link. We think it's cool. You can think it's cool too.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe you can win something.
Though, real talk. At my time, 20:44:26 on the register here. So 44 minutes 26 seconds into your hour, we posted a link to a Google form where you can win a Wizzy-themed NFT on this show while we continue to answer these questions. Fill it out if you're interested in winning. There is no information in these questions that would put you at risk for anything. All I can do is give you free stuff. And I don't want anything. If anybody ever asks you for crypto in exchange for free stuff, say no. I don't wanna. Don't do it.
Right. All right. Chatter machine. That's a good question. I'll make sure to get to that one. But yes, please, Ivan, I suggest just refreshing that page or clicking on the link again.
Sure.
It might be able to help you out. Otherwise, that link does work. It is for a Wizzy purple. I want to call it the science hat. But we'll see what it ends up being.
We'll see what it's called. We'll see what it's called on Saturday when Alex mints them and gives them out to you immediately.
Right. But Armies, I believe on YouTube, says, will we be able to swim now in Season 3?
Not immediately, no. Version 0.70 does not have the swimming function built into it. I believe that's 0.71, but I'm not quite sure exactly. I know the sub-level mechanics are starting to be built. That's why you've seen trailers out there for swimming. But when they are concepts, then they have to be tested. Then they have to be broken. And then they have to be rebuilt and published when they work. So that's what it's all about. All right. Feeling good.
Gathering some more questions here.
I like it.
Feeling good on a Thursday. PG Live PT over here on YouTube. Says, for you guys that already played and used the 07, what features that really amazes you and will help in the production of our games? And also, thanks, Joe. My game maker is working now.
Cool.
Excellent. Good to hear that, friend.
The feature that stands out to me is purely just the optimization feature, quite honestly. You know, there's some stealth mechanics, basics that are in there, but a user asked, I can't remember if it was on my personal show yesterday or if it was on the Tuesday show, but they had asked about, will this work on my Surface, Microsoft Surface 1st Gen? Pretty old processor. But I think that optimizations like these increase that chance. That's why I like it. I just like more people being able to play and enjoy their time.
Right. Being able to open up these devices, which kind of goes along with a different question that we got a number of times, which is, when can we get to mobile?
Sure. Mobile design, like our client itself, will be designed for mobile after I think it's after the 1.0 update. It may be sooner, it may be later, but currently it's far off in that originally on the white paper in order of operations, it's let's finish the PC build and Mac, which it's a PC in my brain. Yeah, it doesn't run Windows, but they're both PCs.
Right.
And then the mobile is the next version because that's where our heart and soul comes from. The Sandbox game was mobile game first. And then after that is consoles. And then we'll see where we go from there.
Joe, you're going to have to open up. You're going to have to save this form because I saw what you put there. And Tanky claims to have the best joke, but
oh really?
I always go through and I always read all your guys' responses.
All right.
But what joke? I can't wait to read some of those. But can we put that form out there one more time as we're answering these questions?
Closed it, friend. I just closed it.
Closed it? I wanted our friend Joy, who just joined us here over on YouTube, to get a chance.
I literally closed it, chat.
You reopen it.
I'm gonna
reopen it, Joe.
You know what? I have 143 responses right now, Conrad. I feel like there's a lot of people who've already entered.
What's 10 more?
All right, chat, you have 30 seconds. I
reopened it.
I hope you still open the link. Yeah, it's hard to come up with a joke in 30 seconds. No pressure, though. You know what I mean? No pressure.
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
Ask a question,
Conrad
chat.
told me to do it. Okay, we got more questions here.
All right, what do we got?
I got it here. So, and of course, PG Live PT, to answer yours, one of my favorite portion about 07 so far is the clambering, being able to walk up the stairs, or like basically like 2 blocks. If it's 1 block high, you just kind of go up it as if it were an actual like step, which is very, very convenient, but a bit slower than jumping. So I'm excited to see where that goes as far as my life is a joke. It's an excellent joke, my friend. One of my favorites.
Like, you're not the only person who put that in there, I gotta say, so far.
It's gonna be an easy one. I like it. But otherwise, no, the clambering is going to really change how speedruns go. So I'm excited what this season is going to do. And our friend Alexi over on YouTube, Alexi, we had some. It got in awesome, Joy. Well, we'll see if you win, my friend. But Alexi, we had some language barrier for a second. Alexi wants us to expand the possible choice of buying the NFTs themselves, because they're concerned that ETH is a tired network. And Alexi, we're moving over to the Polygon network, and the primary place to purchase Sandbox NFTs is going to be directly on that marketplace. Do you have anything to add there, Joseph?
No, that's an accurate assessment. We haven't quite moved the assets there yet, but soon, TM.
Soon, TM. But we can go ahead and give you a preview. Yeah, head on over there. It's probably not going to be EN for you, as it's some Cyrillic and whatnot, but any help that we can give you, we would love to assist you with. As ETH is, we don't like those gas fees, so we're moving away. Away.
True.
And don't worry, Lucas, we are going to get to that question. It's third in the row here. DJ Yizek. I'm going to say it wrong every single time. I apologize, DJ. I have an avatar. Will I be able to play him in Season 3 in-game something extra?
Yes. What kind of avatar do you have? I guess that's the question. If it is one that you have purchased, I will confirm right now that the Doggies collection, the People of Crypto collection, and Steve Aoki collection that we recently sold as avatars on the website at sandbox.game, all are included in the rewards collections. So you'll have a guaranteed section down there that guarantees you get a certain amount of sand for participating in the alpha and reaching each of the levels. You have to get through level 5 to get the maximum reward that you can acquire, but definitely will get something special for that.
And Hunter Dev 405 are asking about if Linux is going to be a part of this PC support that we're going to be doing.
Possibly.
And I imagine it's in the works.
Yeah, so we had a build for a while that isn't actively supported that was working on the Atari VCS that was Linux based. However, that was a specialty build for that console, meaning that there were just predefined processors and RAM and storage that were applicable to that. So going forward, I'm not we don't have a dedicated team building on the Linux platform, but we may in the future. We'll see. Again, demand has to really be serious, and so far, demand has been quite casual. There's been a handful of people every other month or so that have said, "Can we get Linux?" And at the end of the day, that means that we have to focus for now on Windows and Mac because those are super high demand.
I'm going to digress from everything Sandbox for a moment because Not Jackie Chan informs us. Y'all hear that someone beat the Halo 2 Lasso Challenge. Crazy. That's nuts. I had no idea. If you guys aren't familiar, Lasso is legendary all skulls on, no death. You can't have a single death. That's insane. Halo 2, people. This hasn't been done since Halo 2. Okay. Dude won 20 grand. I'm into it. That's a lot of fun. I'm into it. Anyways, back onto the Sandbox stuff. I had my little nerd moment there because I am the same as you guys in many ways.
Nerd. I'm kidding.
I'm very, very nerdy. But Bismir 369.
Yeah.
Very fine over here. Wants to know where can we report bugs regarding the official Sandbox website?
Sure, there is a contact form right at the very bottom of the website. And there's also a live support that you may be able to report that bug, but the best place, honestly, is probably over on our Discord. We do have really good support for that forwards it to the right people faster there.
Right. And as far as we are certain at this moment, Mango Thai, there are no specific avatars that'll get you more tickets in Alpha 3. Or any tickets at all. We're really in the dark right now.
Yeah, so the current reward system is not set up where if you own multiple avatars, you're getting multiple piles of sand, if I could put it anyway. And that is due to the nature of ensuring that we don't over-distribute sand. There are defined pools of sand that can be distributed for each type of asset or group, whether it be the Alpha Pass earners themselves. That is its one pool. With the 10,000 season passes, we know how much we would distribute at maximum from the Alpha Pass rewards. Landowners pool, same thing. We know how many landowners there are, so we know how many landowners at maximum might claim there. And the avatar owners, again, we know how many avatars have been sold from each type of collection that is eligible. Many of those are 10K PFP collections, things like that. And then again, the NFT collectors with the eligible assets, because we narrowed it down to specific eligible asset groups, which there are many, many, many of those. We know how many potential winners there would be. And this is good for tokenomics because you don't want to over distribute your token blindly and then have the price in the long term, fall as a result of excessive distribution. So just working as intended right now.
Aha. Okay. DJ, my apologies. I misunderstood your question. DJ Ezek says they have the Multiversities Orenda, and they have that character. Unfortunately, that is not an avatar project, so you won't be able to use that avatar in Season 3, but rather in the Game Maker and on your land itself. And so far, there has not been any announcements for the Multiversity holders of those NFTs at this time.
That's correct. And one thing to note, I noticed that this happened from an external party group vendor of Sandbox NFTs. They had a collection that they had made in their social media tweet. I will not name names, please don't in the chat. They said that an asset that they were selling was an avatar when it was really just a standard asset that you could make into your main character in an experience. So they sort of misinterpreted what avatar really means. And what defines an avatar is an asset that when you're on the website at sandbox.game, if you go into your account, you can change what your profile avatar actually looks like. So if you're on your profile, you click on the thing right above settings. You can click avatar, and you can change your avatar. And those avatars will be the same in every experience that you go to in the Sandbox game. You look like you, as long as the developer allows you to play as an avatar and not as a predefined asset. So a developer could choose to override your avatar and make you a tank. So you're rolling around as a tank, right? Or whatever, make you an airplane. They can do all sorts of things with the Sandbox Game Maker software, but if they don't choose to make you some special unique asset, then you will by default be your avatar. So those things like the people of crypto, I'm using one of those as my avatar right now. That'll be my personification in the metaverse always.
Yeah, you know I'm using my legendary. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, a little jelly.
All right, so Maddox and Furia has a good question over here. It's another question. It's a follow-up question from Lucas, I'm going to be honest. It's, how do you remain so handsome? You can answer together, for each other, or individually.
That's my secret, Captain. I don't.
That's my secret. I'm ugly. No, I appreciate the vote of confidence on my looks. I appreciate all of you guys, but don't even sweat it.
Just a dude.
Just here. We're just people. You forget at the end of the day, we're just folks across the internet.
What do we call that thing from Beauty and the Beast? What's that called? Stockholm Syndrome? You've just seen us too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right? That's it.
You've just seen us too much. All right.
It's what we're used to. But Bless has a very important question here.
Okay.
I appreciate the name Bless as well over on YouTube. Hashtag, what's up? If someone with no KYC wins an alpha pass in a raffle, what will happen to that pass? They can't claim it, right?
Okay. So, if currently the plan for these passes is that you cannot claim one unless you KYC, right? So the distribution on these, however, as a note, a person doesn't have to immediately claim the pass. You could, if you don't have to claim. So if you're playing with your one account, then you're eligible to do the KYC at any point during the alpha. So if you find yourself, you're really high on the high scores list, you're doing really well, and you're like, okay, it's worth it to me, then you want a KYC. That said, again, you can't claim your sand, you can't claim your pass unless you KYC. But they will be claimable forever, from my understanding currently. That, of course, is subject to change at any time, so I don't recommend you just let it sit there for years or whatever. But yeah, you'll have an opportunity to KYC if you were nervous about it and you didn't want to do it, and then you changed your mind because you did win. You got some time at this time. That's the current plan. But again, because we are in an alpha state of this process, that is subject to change at any time. So we may announce something different halfway through the alpha, depending on demand, really. Like how is this working out at the end of the day?
Right. And we have a concerned citizen over here on YouTube wanting to know when the marketplace is going to be open up for public use. And trust me, my friends, if you're getting frustrated that we're not getting to your questions right away, don't worry. There is a queue for these things.
A lot of them. Yeah.
We got a lot of questions.
We have had a lot of questions from both platforms today, which is really good.
Right. So we'll go ahead and jump over to Shorizo's question about when are we going to release that marketplace for everyone?
Okay. So the marketplace has an order of operations in order to be fully ready for everyone. First, we will need to move the assets collection, period. All assets. So if you're on OpenSea and you type the sandbox, you'll see a drop down with a check mark that says the sandbox assets. That's got to be moved over to the Polygon network. Once that is moved over, we already have land there. We already have sand there. You're already getting a multiplier, right? So the infrastructure is there to start the next process after assets, which is getting gems and catalysts up and running and you guys starting to earn those. Gems and catalysts are essential for minting these NFTs, as you are going to give certain assets like a platform that you built that looks like a spaceship and you want it to fly, you want it to be super fast, you're going to need to put speed gems in it to enhance the speed from the default settings that are already in the game maker. You don't have to, right? Do whatever you like. There's also certain assets that are listed as like art now that are literal one of ones. If you list something as art, you can only make one of them. Those kind of features there are going, like I said, they need to be on Polygon before the community at large can create those things. However, if you have a large collection of art you've already made, you're a team of people, and you want to be the exception to the rule, you can try to apply for the artist fund, the game maker fund, for different reasons. Different collections have come out over time as we are internally testing, building, curating certain assets in the market right now in the marketplace. So the ones that you've seen that are on the Ethereum network are coming from teams that are building products already in the Sandbox game in the background, some of which are going to be in Alpha Season 3. Others are waiting for a Season 4, or maybe potentially longer, depending on how soon they got into the Creators Fund of any variety of ways. Game Makers Fund, still exists. It's out there. So yes, sign up for those things if you want to have early access. But just know that not everybody gets to immediately publish, even if they are part of the curated collection. They have a schedule for release in that case.
Okay. And as we continue on with some of these questions, there's an avatar question from Meta 5. Avatar question here. There are other avatar projects that say they've been made playable avatars and are being sold on OpenSea, like Disco Punks. What are your thoughts on these projects?
Right. Well, as I said, when they list them as avatars, they're not avatars until they are, if that makes sense. Like, they can be created as custom collections. And some of those groups may have agreements to transfer those into or give you an additional later avatar. But again, they are not avatars unless they are sold directly on the Sandbox website as a collection that we promote them as avatars. Because if we don't promote it as an avatar, it's not, right? It won't show up on the dashboard in your avatar section. You won't be able to pick it, and you won't be able to use it everywhere in the metaverse. But again, that can change. They can promise that, work with us, build that collection as an avatar project, and release it to you later.
Get out of here, Brittany. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's
take
right.
My gerb. Get
Brittany's
out of here. The Chatter Machine over here on Twitch has a good question. When can we trade our Polygon sand for ETH sand?
You can do that right now. If you need to, you can trade it back and forth, up and down. It's the same asset, it's just on a different network. So if you want to use it right now as ETH sand because you want to buy an avatar something, or you see something that's over on the Ethereum network for sale as sand on OpenSea, right? You need the sand on ETH network. Just go to the Polygon bridge, which is on their website, polygon.technology. You can see the bridge there, and you can transfer it out from the Polygon network to the Ethereum network, and vice versa. You can go back after you've transferred it out. Just know that when removing assets from Polygon onto the Ethereum main network, it does take some time. So for me, I've waited as long as 24 hours before my assets moved over from one to the other. That was particularly stressful for Joe because it was like $100,000 that I had moved. And I was just like, my money's gone forever in my brain, right? But then I was like, logically, like, I just need to wait and be patient. But I'm like, I'm dying. It was fine.
Ultimately, I honestly would have died.
Yeah, I was freaking out. Real talk. I was sweating. I was that guy from the animated GIF, but that was actually from a movie. There's just water running, or Jordan Peele also sweating in the same way. I know that guy.
Right. So here's a wonderful link that has been sent over in the Twitch chat, and please do your research. Don't click on him.
Don't click any links.
Even though it's Lucas is right.
Don't click any links. We just talked about that, Chad. Don't click any links. It's random. Just type it in. Polygon.technology. It is the official link, though. They did get
the official link there. Definitely go check that out. But as we continue on with these questions, let's get it going. DJ over on YouTube wants to know, will there be a two-factor authentication from the Sandbox for Sandbox assets while being transferred? Is that something going to happen in the future?
Not at this time. no, but you're mostly not asking for a thing that's a sandbox thing. I'm pretty sure you can do 2FA with your MetaMask wallet. You can do 2FA if you have a ledger. If you store your assets on a ledger, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways you could do two-factor authentication with your wallet, but you just have to make sure that it's compatible with ERC 1155 assets for the assets, or 721, ERC 721 for the lands. And if you could store those on your hard wallet, then nobody is going to be able to take it from you. You know, it's relatively safe in your MetaMask account, but you might make a mistake. You might click the wrong thing. So you keep one wallet for your buying random stuff, right? That has almost no money in it. You keep that wallet, you buy your random stuff, and you send it from your random stuff wallet to your cold storage. I don't tell anybody about this, and I don't buy stuff with the cold storage, right? That's the most secure way to purchase anything. So you shouldn't need 2FA if you do things like that. If you use this cold storage wallet and a hard wallet, which can be the same thing, but you know what I mean. Buy with one, send to other. That other one's safe. Never buy with other one. All right.
Okay. And Bismer, 369 is looking fine. It says, question, why POS Bridge is working on official websites, but on the Sandbox as a feature, it does not work. And once again, that's going to be internal dashboard. That team is working hard to try and make that work once more and get you guys those free transactions once again.
Yeah.
So it's easy, just all on that one website. But as the alpha season is coming up real close, we're making sure that website's getting updated in all sorts of ways. And sometimes things break, but that's why we call it an alpha. Because it's all getting fixed, changed, moved around, getting your suggestions, and trying to be better for you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when I talk about all those different things so far today, and from these questions, I've talked about the avatars, I've talked about whatever. Those are all new features that are coming out to the dashboard for people with like admin level access that I can see that. So when people are like, oh, well, this one thing hasn't worked, it's like, well, that's only because they worked on this, and this in order. Finished, trying to push for Alpha Season 3 readiness, and then, boom, then they can work on that bridge some more. And it also requires third-party assistance as well, because some of the features aren't just the Sandbox internal features, but external companies as well.
As somebody who also has admin controls on the Sandbox website, I can assure you guys, things are happening. Have a wonderful day, Fived. Enjoy
He's just
your
five
lunch.
now. You're just
He's
five
just
now.
Five now. It's meta fived. Because I'm going to say it wrong
Metaversed.
or different every single time.
Metaverse.
Nope, it's fived.
Reverse in the
it's
metaverse.
Happened now. VVox is now Box Ghost.
I'm done. I'm done with this guy. Uninstall. Brittany, get over. I'm kidding.
I'm done. Because I'm meta verified. No, triggered. Fantastic. Hooray! I'm glad we can have fun with you guys. Get out of here, Brittany. Get out of here. It's not your time. You're not getting tagged in. Metaverse, we got you. It's game over, man. It's game over. But regardless, as we're continuing on with these questions. Joseph.
Yeah.
Did we ever say we did say a winner for the science hat, right?
No, I didn't say it yet.
We haven't. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that winner out there, as we have a relevant question.
I asked a question. I said to you, tell me your favorite joke. And this user said, what do you call a fake noodle? It's an impasta. It's an impasta. Impasta.
Very good. Very good.
Over on YouTube.com. Polly_Voxel is the winner of the Wizzy the Purple Lucky Hat. It's not a lucky hat. It's going to have a real name soon, but I'm going to call it the Lucky Hat till it has a real hat. I love it.
Oh, man.
It's a good joke, though. What do you call a fake noodle? Impasta. All right.
Great joke. Congratulations, friend.
We have 15 minutes left, and it's just all questions today, and I love it.
Right. We have so many more questions.
Let's
Sorry,
go.
we've been kind of going off the cuff on you guys.
Let's go, dude.
So back to Five's name here, Meta verifies or Meta versed.
Yeah.
GSUS has now got the official with Meta very fried. That's gonna be it. I'm with it. I'm with it. As we continue on, though, thank you so much for sticking with us, guys. I'm gonna have to go back, Mandy, and read some of those jokes. Collector S site or S ite over here says, when staking for landowners comes, not gems, but sand pool in the roadmap, it was mentioned in July 2022. What's going on with that? Seems like our roadmap needs to be updated.
Okay, wait. Staking in the land, is that what you're saying? Staking sand
Staking
in
for
the land?
landowners. Yeah, staking sand in a landowner.
Staking, if you have your land on Polygon Network right now, you get a multiplier for having the staking pool and the land in the same place at the same time, right? So at the very top, there's the Polygon pool that you see there. You don't need to have the Matic tokens in parity with your sand. You just need to put the sand in that pool, and then you have a land in the same wallet. You're getting a multiplier, so it's already there for you.
Right, and then in the same vein, Celestial Photography has a question about landowners getting ledgers from the sandbox soon.
The ledger offer, I don't know exactly where the shipping is on that. I've seen some users starting to get some, but I don't know if that's like, first of all, in order for you to get a ledger, we would have had to have asked you for your address. And I haven't seen that go out yet, whether it's going out by email or not. However, KYC might allow for that, possibly. But again, I'm not totally sure on that process because this is a promise as part of our partnership with Ledger. So it's never going to be an overnight process. And I know that we were supposed to have a shipment of ledgers that was supposed to arrive for NFT NYC and didn't arrive until the day after we were all gone. So I don't know where those ended up at the end of the day. Probably sent back to Paris, but we'll see. That would have gotten it out to a lot of landowners because you guys joined us in New York. But nonetheless, we'll try to keep you updated when it becomes available. But yeah, it's going to require an address in order to be able to send it to you individually. Like they asked me when we very first signed the deal. That's the reason why I have this one in particular, because I got asked as a staff member, hey, if you want one, then you'll have to give us your address. And I was like, all right, sure, yeah. So right. We'll see. Conrad, before you ask the next question, what's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag's a big plus.
Oh,
Pretty fun. Hillary saying, let me answer
I
the
didn't
next
know
five for you. Soon.
I didn't know what was happening, so it's just, you just hit me with that one out of nowhere. Right. I thought we were still doing news. You got me. It's very you got it. You got it.
Bottom-tis. All right, give me another question, sir. Got a good.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Skyhand 110 asking if Playboy is dropping an Avatar collection. I was not ready.
Playboy is not listed in the groups that have rewards for Avatar collections, but I know they have a contest right now for VoxEdit. That should be.
I know they were talking about Rabbitars.
Yeah, Rabbitars are already a 10K PFP that they have. I don't know of the plans currently. I don't know of the plans currently for Playboy.
Right.
And where that may develop. However, they were a partner with us on one of our days for NFT NYC. So I imagine they're wholly invested in our metaverse production. But yeah, go check out the VoxEdit asset creation contest right now if you're interested.
Right, and Collector S site or S ite said, not meaning this. So there was an announcement for roadmap for landowners that there is a sand pool only for landowners that was going to be sent out. So I believe, a staking pool just
Let me
for
look
land.
into that. Let me look into that again, because it may have been something that got, you know, a variety of different things. I don't remember that myself.
It may have a different name now.
Well, yeah,
We'll
I just
try and-
I'll go.
we'll find
I'm gonna
the
go
proper
back on
answer
the
for
on
you.
the. I'll go back on the tweet stream, and if you join us tomorrow, I can try to answer that again. Because I'm gonna have to dig to go find it there, but nonetheless.
Right, Collector. I'll set your question off to the side here.
Lucas
and
is right
we'll,
saying I don't remember that one either, and so that's Lucas is one of our other ambassadors that does this live stream with everybody else. So anyway,
Right.
we'll try
Worst
to
comes
figure
to
it out.
worst, maybe there's some confusion at some point in the information. We'll try and help you out with that. That's what we do here.
All right.
Okay, but on with the questions here. As Hillary Hodel Hill does answer the next 5 for us soon. DM. I know Joe just made that joke, but I wanted to highlight it again.
All right.
Because that's just about everything.
Conrad, did you hear about the new
Love it.
restaurant called Karma?
Get out of here.
There's no menu, but you get what you deserve.
All right, Joe. Are we doing that right now? We have 10 minutes and like 20 questions.
Ask
Are we
me
doing
the
this right
question,
now?
Conrad. Between every question,
All right,
I'm going
Joe.
to get you a quote.
All right. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
You would think it'd be R, but it's the C they love. There you go, Joe. That's my favorite.
Thanks,
Get
I
out
hate
of
it.
here. Get out of here. All right. As we continue on with some of these questions, you guys are doing great with these. Will there be sand rewards for Aoki avatars with sand sunglasses? I don't think there was an announcement for that one.
That would have been something their team officially announced if it existed, because they would have chosen that sort of special distribution. The only company that's ever done something like that I've seen so far was the Flickies, where the Flickies specifically had, if you were holding a land, you got a land, that sort of thing. But that's an internal discussion for their group, not for us to decide.
Right. Guys are ridiculous. Alrighty. So are there any plans in the future to make it so NPCs can run on custom assets as opposed to just blocks? Right now you can turn off collision and hide blocks inside of assets, but officially.
I think so, but there's a full rework of the physics engine that has been and is being done. So currently in version 0.7, one thing that I've noticed is that I'm very familiar with the running and the jumping process that exists currently in our game client, right? When I play games for you guys, I get to jump and run a certain way. But when I jump and run in version 0.7, if I land right on the edge of a block, I almost feel like I slow down a frame or two.
Right.
Because I climb the block, like Conrad was saying. The clambering system is automatic. Whether it's a block or it's a single voxel, my character tries to climb it properly, like I'm just stepping up, which actually slows you down. So if I was speed running, I'd have to like jump, turn right, land, jump again to make sure that I don't try to auto climb that block. So with changes like that coming down the road, I don't know exactly the physics development from that new engine upgrade that is coming, but there are many different kinds of physics changes that are being made all at once.
Okay, Joe. Now, I'm gonna skip ahead on one of these questions here and kind of combo it with this one. So
Okay, wait.
not Jackie Chan says.
Wait.
Oh, go. Oh,
Where
God.
where do fishes save their money, Conrad?
I don't know, man.
The riverbank. Okay, go ahead.
Funny joke, Joe. Funny joke.
Yep. Chat.
You got me. Anyways, as we move on here, this is kind of a duo question here. Will avatars have gems and catalysts? Will some avatars have more power, etc., or only gear has gems? Says not Jack Chan.
Just no gems or catalysts are required to make an avatar. Similar to how no gems and catalysts are required to make a piece of art. If you make art, it has no power rating, no speed rating, no luck or magic.
Brittany, you know how much I love me some dad jokes, but I'm trying to get through this stream professionally, and this man over here is, oh my goodness. Anyways, so yes, avatars won't have power, but this does go on to something that Lord Agnew, which I love the name, is saying Alex talked about high power weapons being really helpful in the season for speedrunning. Any
Yeah.
weapons you would say that are worth buying? That bugs me. That is perturbing to me.
So
we can still get an advantage.
It's interesting when he mentioned that, like, because I was watching live with you guys, right? I joined in the chat for just a second to just nonsense it up because Lucas froze on that stream twice, and it was funny. He did a little people's eyebrow, and Alex froze it. But I actually principally, I agree that power, for me, power is the number one asset if a person was trying to get a sword and armor. Like, for me, I would go all out on power. Whatever asset I had that had legendary catalysts, power fills it up. Just fill up my inventory with that personally. But also, knowing how these work in chat, for credit here, when we did an internal playtest, 156 people played that were in staff. I got 4th place overall with the lowest time recording among anybody in the top 10, right? And if I had the same number of quests done, I would have easily beat these people, right? But I didn't have the same number of quests completed. And at the end of the day, when you go in and, like, just because, you know, if you have the same exact number of quests, if you've done them all, then it comes down to time efficiency, right? So when Alex was playing and he was talking about this, he was playing a firefighter game that was created by the community. And he kept putting out every fire, literally, because he just liked the aesthetic. He thought it was cool, right? It wouldn't have mattered if he had 1,000,000 power because your weapon isn't something you can equip. It's the fire effect itself and, like, cutting those down, right? If you touch the fire, you're dead. So these different kinds of games, yes, you can redo quests over and over to get a better time. Yes, you can. That's part of that speed run, right? That's what I was talking about. So if there was a maximum 128 quest points, which there will be more than that, EP, if there was a maximum 128 quests to complete, then I would complete all 128, presumably as well as I could. But then after you completed them and you understand them, the mastery is the movement in the speed run, not the ability to hit something for most of these quests, unless it has a super tanky boss at the end, which most of the experiences I've tested so far are more about interacting with the world, doing parkour stuffs, talking to people, and sometimes there's a boss fight. But not that many games have a boss fight. So I don't see it as a real advantage because there's going to be so many games that you could min-max your movement speed on that's going to be more impactful. And speed gems don't affect the player. So we know that to be true. I don't think it's going to be an issue at the end of the day.
Right. And do we have a time frame from when speed is going to start adjusting us?
It may not ever. Because yeah, that's a discussion that is happening internally, is does it make sense to make speed gems affect the player? And in my opinion, I don't get to make a choice on this at all. I say it never should. I think speed gems would be best used the way that they are now, which is to affect an asset's speed, like a platform that you can move for these jumping puzzle kinds of platformer games, right? Or, you know, another kind of character asset, an enemy, like how fast can it run at you? Because if an enemy can outrun me, then I have to stay and fight it or beat it with parkour instead of whatever, right? So I like the idea that people can't go faster just because they have this. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, speed gems like a weapon or a vehicle, that kind of thing.
Right. Now, Conrad, my wife just said I should do lunges to stay in shape. It'd be a big step forward.
That one got me. That's pretty good. All right. Anyways, so I'm gonna hit you with these speed fire questions. We've got 3 minutes left on the live.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Will in the future will in the future be possible to take photos inside the game with our avatars, like using cameras or selfies? So essentially, to translate the question, Joe, will there be a photo creative mode?
We don't have a photo mode planned currently. You can manipulate the camera as it stands fairly well. But like to individually manipulate the joints and stuff like it's Spider-Man on PS4, PS5, I don't think so. But that's a great idea. I mean, yeah, GTA.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
I think that's a great idea, but I don't. Currently, you can take a screenshot pretty easily, and we do have those for most contests, right? So yeah, it's. I'd like to see that, honestly. I think that's great. That's a great concept, but it has. I would say that has to be later in development. That would be like way after ranged attacks are done, when the physics has been improved in certain ways, so that soccer games make more sense and things like that. I'd like to see those before I see a photo mode, but photo mode's a really good idea.
I mean, yeah, I'm with Candidly Kristen here. I definitely want to hide the HUD as well for screenshots, and a photo mode would just do all of that.
Right.
Let me put on my sepia tone, right?
Yeah. A 9A, 7A, I'm going to tell you a fun fact about that mini map. It's not useless. It's just covering the fact that it's ugly right now. Because I saw it work in the past, and like it's using a lot of high contrast colors to like block out different objects. So if as it gets refined and it gets prettier when it's ready, I think you're going to enjoy it. But the way that it is now,
Okay.
you don't want it. It would be like, it just looked like a blob of bleh,
Have a wonderful night, Wayward. We're about ready to close it out here, but as we quickfire the rest of these questions here, what benefits for Wizzy? I have a blue hat and a blue wizard so far. Should I get more?
The benefits are usable principally, I just want to put this out there. The benefits inherently of any asset inside the Sandbox game is the ability to use it inside the Sandbox game. Myself, Alex, I think Conrad, we actively develop things for Wizzy as a brand. Working on concepts, building things to further that product. But principally, it was built to give away for free to you. That is the utility. That is the value, using it inside the game maker, right?
Right.
All
And
things that come... Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, if you want immediate utility right now, people do buy them. They're currently worth quite a lot right now.
That's true. I was looking at, I did a giveaway on a Santa Wizzy on my personal stream yesterday because we got over $500 in donations for children. And that was the utility, right? That we could give it to you in the community. And the purple hat that we gave away tonight was the utility, that it's a thank you to you in the community. Now, going forward, specifically with Wizzy stuff, Alex has talked about it. I've talked about it myself. All those assets give you access to early mint on a 10K project that is not yet in development, but coming in the future. The assets will be a gate key to get you into the specific zones that Alex owns as land. The social hub will be open to anybody. It'll be free. But those assets continue to be some of the most popular and prestigious assets in the space. People really like them because we try to, again, we keep giving them to you as a thank you. So people appreciate that thank you and get attached. You know what I mean?
Right.
In a good way. So I love to see them in your games, quite honestly.
Community made, really. So
yeah.
we're glad that you guys are all about it and just enjoying it. So, maybe it's supposed to be a 10K project, right?
Yeah, 10K project or whitelist access to that early. That's what a whitelist defines, is an early access period. To be able to mint the 10K if you're interested. And then beyond that, the assets themselves have the utility already in the Sandbox game. I have other plans personally for this project that are separate from Alex's good plans for the project, but it doesn't make sense to like leave it all out there on the line if the thing isn't done. That's bad practice to go like, this is going to happen, and if it's not, you know what I mean? We don't want to disappoint people. So the utility is that you can use it.
Right. Okay. And as we're over time here, Hunter Dev X405 says, will the guaranteed rewards only be claimable after the season ends, or will it be claimable as soon as the season 3 opens up?
At the end. When the raffle is complete, then those things unlock.
And then over here, Shallon Curator says, I don't remember if I asked or not, but do I have to KYC to take part in any raffles, or can I KYC later?
You have to KYC in order to be able to win one. So, the raffle itself, claimability for the asset, for the NFT, will start effective in the first week, after the first week's round of social contests and other kinds of contests complete. including the fact that we'll be giving away passes on this live stream. But you won't be able to have one distributed to you without KYC. So you'll want to do that ASAP. You know what I mean? There's no reason not to, realistically. I understand if you have personal qualms with it and you decide, I don't want to do this, then it's all good. You can enjoy the game and have some fun playing all the games. We got lots of experiences for you. But if you want to win, you'll want a KYC. So there's not really a good reason to delay that. You know, it doesn't take very long to do that. It took me literally just a couple minutes.
Okay, and Ice Pilot X7 over here with the final question of the night. What is the max projected player count in one instance at a time?
So there's a soft cap already at 40, assuming that the server registers that there are 40 people in there fast enough. It checks, I think, about once every minute or two to see what the population count is. And when it gets to like 35, the server will start to filter people down into a new instance. We have had issues in the past where when we are live streaming on this show and we've got, you know, a couple hundred people watching, we'll be like, hey, join us on this instance. And they've just loaded it up. And we broke it pretty much at 120 or so people. It starts to get real iffy. And then at like 200 people, things just don't move anymore. But we've done that in the past. So we'll continue to push those boundaries in this alpha because it is an alpha, right? We want to test all of the levels of the tech and see what it can do.
We want to see what it can do. We want to try and push limits here because we want to make it as best as possible for all of you gamers out there. And as we begin to play some jazz and have a wonderful night, do we have anybody we're going to be rating, Joseph? While you look at that, I just want to say I hope that you're all doing well. And if you aren't, then please remember that how you're feeling does not define who you are or how your day really was. No feeling is final, and you can get through it. You're stronger than you think you are. And if you need an ear across the universe, well, I'm still on planet Earth, so I'm right here with you guys.
All right. Conrad, I want to raid somebody, but I don't know how to do this. Real talk. This particular user, I'm going to try. A young man in Japan is creating right now in VoxEdit. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because I just have a dumb American keyboard. So I'm going to try
copy paste, my friend.
I totally did. Invalid username, it says. Let's try this one more time. Chat. Can I get it to work?
There may also be a translated name as well.
I'm going to try. I'm clicking on it. I see a translated name.
It should have it in parentheses.
Do I have this audio going out to you?
You find that there for you. Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, B, A, first. Those extra lives good.
Here we go. I got it. I think I got it, chat. We're going to raid in a second here over on twitch.tv/raid. There it goes. All right. So if you'd like to join us and you're over on YouTube, DLive, Theta, Facebook, or twitter.com/thesandboxgame, you can join us. Go to twitch.tv/HAHIMITUHAHHI. You probably want to go check out the VOD to be able to do that. You know what I mean? But I got it in the chat here. I'm gonna type it in. There we go. That's the username. Yeah, sure. You know, let's go for it. Joining our international community on this one. It does say that they are English speaking, so you know, we'll see how it goes. Send some love from the Sand fam out there, chat. In a little while, probably like 30 or 40 minutes. Probably gonna go live on my personal stream just for fun. Play some new games that I got installed today, and just hang out with you guys, trying to earn some money for children's charities. So I'll see you over there, chat, and it's been my pleasure.
Good night, guys.